Righto, I had to redo this video because a jolly bee got in the way. Okay. Righto, I'm sitting here with the back door of a GQ Patrol, one of the passenger doors, and I'm just putting a central locking kit in. Now I've mucked around with this for ages trying to work out how to fit the jolly thing, because the actual lock's on this side, but you've got to control it over here because there's no way to fit the actuator on this side of the door because the window and all the window winding stuff's in there. So what I've done is I've used a factory hole here, and I've drilled an additional hole up here to mount the actuator in, and I've mounted the actuator like this on the inside of the door. And the reason for that is the actuator needs to be at the same angle as the control arm that you want to connect to, and this is what the actual rod that I'm using is bent like on the inside. So that's what it all looks like when it's all hooked up. One thing I've learnt the hard way is that you need to start off with a straight piece straight out of your actuator, and then you kink it up and then straighten it back out so she attaches to where you want it to go. If you start off without it being straight, all it does is it rocks on the actuator itself and it doesn't get anywhere. So I learnt that and I've worked my way around. So now we'll just slow this in so I can show you how it all works when it's all hooked up. I'll slow this in here. I've already got the little bolt system in there ready to go to lock it on. But here we have our screws. So I'll grab them. Line this one up here and screw that into. Get the screwdriver happening and screw the show together. Now that's all sorted out. I'll just have to tighten up on the inside here. Get that show running. Piece of cake. Now with all that mounted in there, this jolly Allen key's not moving. Righto. Now that that jolly thing's in there, we'll get this controller here and away she goes. So that's that. The rear passenger door of a GQ Patrol all set up and ready to go for central locking. It took a bit of mucking around, but I finally got there and I'm pretty excited. So how about that? I'll have central locking in the old 1990 GQ. Oh, it'll be a pretty fancy bit of gear now. Cheerio. Righto, so putting in central locking, putting in central locking in the front door of a GQ Patrol is piece of cake, because you can mount straight in to where you need it to be. You don't even need to bend your control rod. So I've got my, hold up, I've got an example here. Yep, I've got mine just using two factory bolt holes here, mounted like so, with a control arm here, and then she just operates like so, all on the inside of the door, of course. And I'll just show you how all that works. So that's that front door done. Really easy to put together, and away you go. So hopefully all this will help you getting central locking installed on your GQ. Cheers. Righto, so we're covering the barn door here on a GQ Patrol and how to put an actuator in for your central locking kit. I've had to buy an extra actuator here to put in because most kits only come with the 4 doors. Make sure that when you do go and buy an actuator for the barn door that you get a regular door actuator. It will look the same as the other 4 that you've put in. The reason for that is the boot release ones that you can get as an add-on Most of them are designed for sedans that have the popping boot, but we don't have a popping boot here. We've got a regular door style locking system. So just double check that before you go nuts. Now, so I've used a factory hole up here, and I've drilled an extra hole down here, and then put a mounting brackets in and the actuator in under that. Now, the actuator is offset slightly from the actual rod here that operates the lock. So I've got a bit of fencing wire here to demonstrate what it looks like on the inside. But that's basically what it looks like, and it works just like any other actuator, really, up and down, piece of cake. It takes a bit of mucking around to get in here and tighten it all up, but once it's done, it's a great little addition, that's for sure. I've got some extra cable, and I've just run it through the car here and hooked it up to the side passenger door, and got that to run both this barn door and the side passenger door. And it all operates fine. It's fantastic. And the one thing I love most about this is I don't have to take the key out of the ignition to get gear out of the back of the car. That definitely makes it a little bit handier when you've just quickly forgotten to put something in, or you just need to get something out and you don't want to bother turning the car off and racing around the key and unlocking it and yada yada. So that's all that done. Hopefully this will help you get your GQ set up the way you want it, with central locking. Righto, I think that's it for me. Cheers.